Hello everyone, we're back here at the Optum Care Community Centers. Today we have Rich Crislip who's going to take us through a presentation all about the power of your feelings. Enjoy.
Well, hello everybody again. My name is Rich Crislip. Welcome to this next segment of Healthy Minds. Today we're going to be talking about the power of our feelings. Now, you know that in this class we talk a lot about the domino effect of how our thoughts feed our feelings and our feelings feed our behavior. Well, today we're going to be really looking at the power of our feelings and how we can manage those feelings and how we can use positive emotion and also get rid of negative emotion. And the reason we're talking about this is because emotion is energy, and we store energy, whether it be physical energy in the form of fat or whether it be emotional energy. We store it in our bodies, and it can either benefit us, it can help us, it can heal us, or it can hurt us. It can actually damage us. It can hurt our well-being and affect our overall emotional and physical health. So first of all, I want you to imagine what a barometer is. Let's talk a little bit about that. A barometer basically measures air pressure in the atmosphere. It lets us know when storms are coming. It lets us know what kind of weather is coming. It kind of indicates for us the health of our weather, what's going on. And we also need to look at our emotions as our own internal barometers. See, as I said before, we have positive emotion and we have negative emotion. Now, the positive emotion we want to keep. We want to store that. We know that there is a tremendous benefit, both emotionally and physically, to feeling positive emotion. Feelings of joy and peace, and hope and love, humility. Those emotions actually heal us and restore us. They bring us a much higher quality of life. But negative emotions actually damage us. In the long term, anger and fear and resentment and jealousy and pride and hatred, strife, we know that those negative emotions have a long-term impact on both our emotional health as well as our physical health. And the more that we can get rid of that emotion, the more that we can rid that out of our bodies, the less that we can store of that, the healthier that will be. So how do you do that? And it's not really as hard as you think. In fact, it's really quite simple. The thing about emotions, especially the negative emotions, is that you simply have to feel it and let it go. You see, we are very easy to feel. I mean, it's easy for us to feel positive emotion. We love to feel that. We love to feel joy and happiness and love and peace. We'll feel that all day long. But when it comes to emotional pain, if we feel like we are, anger or fear or resentment, or we feel wronged, or we feel mistreated, or we feel abandoned, or we feel regret or guilt, any of those kind of negative emotions that come up in the form of emotional pain, we would rather avoid that. We don't necessarily like to feel that. We'd rather suppress that in our bodies. And the thing is that suppressing it is what makes it a problem. We simply have to get rid of it. But then you ask, well, how do you just get rid of it? And here's the trick. You simply have to feel it without feeding it with your thoughts. This is always the problem, is that, remember, as I've spoken before, our feelings grow by how we feed those feelings with our thoughts. If we're feeling angry, we'll feed that anger with thoughts, what they shouldn't have done this, and I'm going to get back at them for that. Or this should have never happened to me, or this isn't fair. That feeling of anger just grows. Or with fear, worrying about the what if. The what if could happen. What if that happens? What am I going to do if? Those feelings of fear just grow and grow with those thoughts. What the trick is that when we do feel anger, when we do feel fear, when we do feel resentment and bitterness and jealousy, which we will feel from time to time, we can't turn that off, it will happen. We simply have to feel them, but not feed it with thoughts. Feel it, don't really worry about the pain. Don't think that you can't handle the pain. Don't think that the pain is too much for you or that you need this pain. Sometimes we live under this false promise that this negative energy is good for us, that it's good to hang on to anger, that it's good to hang on to resentment or bitterness because it's good for us and it's good for that person that I'm feeling this about. When in actuality, everything, all research and all says that hanging on to negative emotional energy is actually very destructive for our relationships and destructive for our bodies, our heart, our brain, our stomachs. It's destructive for our brains, leads to anxiety and depression. Hanging on to negative emotion is not a good idea. We're going to feel it. That's okay. But we must let it go. So again, the simple trick is that when you feel old hurts, old pains that are sparked by memory, that happens to us often, doesn't it? You think of something in your past that hurts, makes you angry, it sparks those negative emotions. When somebody does something to you that you don't like, or something happens that didn't work out, and you've experienced failure, experienced hardship, experienced suffering, simply feel it. Feel the anger, feel the fear, but don't feed it with a thought. Stop all thoughts and let yourself feel it and get rid of that emotional energy. You'll find by doing that you'll gain a much higher level of clarity on how to resolve problems. You'll have a much clearer sense of what is right and wrong. You'll have a higher, you'll get in touch with wisdom, and you'll feel more at peace, and you'll feel more serenity and be able to think more clearly because you're no longer impacted and blocked by that negative emotional energy that you're storing in your mind and your body. So again, look at your feelings as your barometer. Do you want bad weather? Do you want storms, hurricanes, all those things that we know are destructive? Or would we rather have more peaceful temperatures and just a more steady state of mind? And we do that by, of course, managing our thoughts, but we also do that by letting go of our negative emotions, especially anger and fear, that we know can be damaging. And you do that by just feeling it, allowing yourself to experience that moment of pain and not add any thoughts to it and just let it go. So I wish you well in this. Try it out. I know that you'll experience a lot of peace of mind by doing so. So thank you for being with us, and we'll see you next time.